Oh my goodness. Wow. Well, as you could see, that thing's been eaten for a while. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Oh, yeah. There's the rest of it. You can see nothing there. She's done. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be pulling the transmission out. Reason being is because last year before IFO, around I think it was October, I had the car on the dyno the day before the event and ended up breaking third gear. So I got these guys here from RV6 Performance, straight cut third and fourth gear, and then also from P2R I got a 6th gear cuff. So we have to pull the whole motor and transmission out to, unfortunately, only get to the transmission. So we're gonna get to that, get that transmission pulled out, and get it taken apart, and see what the damage is. All right, so there you have it. Motor is out. Transmission is about to come off. I really love that I cut the front end off of this thing because it makes pulling this engine so much easier. We're gonna get the transmission off and start tearing into her. Now, this is first time I've ever torn into this transmission, especially a J series, so no judgment. Just like that, she is detached. So we're gonna start ripping everything off. So as you can see, there's a spring, and then inside that hole there's a ball bearing. I'm gonna find my magnet, and so I could be able to take them out without losing that ball. Alright, so it's being difficult. Oh, there we go. Don't lose it. Got it. Just like that. Put them in the box and move on to the other ones. And then the last one right here, same thing. Bearing. I take off this plate up here. There's a clip that you have to unclip while simultaneously pulling up the case. We'll pull those few things off and then start trying to pull it apart. There's going to be a clip right down in there. So I was just testing it out to see how hard it was going to be. Sometimes it's a pain in the ass, but I guess this time it was pretty simple. So you can see the clip there. You can see the two sides. So usually it's a lot closer together. And I took these needle nose and just spread it apart just like that, and boom, it came. So that easy. Now I'm just gonna start kind of picking my way around, slowly lifting up on it to try and get it to separate and see what it looks like inside. All right, got it all freed up now. It should pretty much just lift straight up. Oh my goodness. Wow. Well, as you can see, that thing's been eaten for a while. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Oh yeah, there's the rest of it. You can see nothing there. She's done. So that there is third gear, because you got, let's see, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and then sixth. So what I'm going to be doing today, I got third and fourth gear, straight cut gears, and then I'm going to be removing sixth gear and putting this guy right here. So that's a 6-year cuff, because what that's gonna do is hold everything close together. Because I mean, what could have happened? You can see the movement it has on there. Now it's not gonna move that much with the top case on top of it, but it does move a little bit under high boost and whatnot. So that's gonna help from it spreading apart, and it's gonna actually make it stronger. So, but yeah, we're gonna start tearing everything apart. There's just little bits everywhere. Wow. Magnet caught a lot of it, because I noticed when I drained the oil out, not a lot came out with it, so that's good. But yeah, we'll start tearing her apart and get her cleaned up and put the new gears in. So you got a few different gears. I'm just gonna pop out. I'm throwing in this box over here. These tubes. This guy back here. Looks like that just slides right out. Okay, reverse comes right out. Alright, just to make sure, that is how these bearings and spacers were. So you had the concaved one, flat one, then bearing. And it was concave down. So, good to know. Kinda hoping all these just come out together. Let's see if I can do it. Okay. There we go. There's that guy. And then whole gear set should just come right out. Just like that. There we go. Differential still rolls good. Make sure ain't no teeth missing on it. Looks good to me. Roller bearing's good. All right, we'll just clean her out. Got bits and chunks everywhere. All right, guys. So here you go. Here's the two different towers. What's really cool is if you look, so RV6 actually stamps their stuff. So it shows you fourth gear. Let's see. Third gear, 36 teeth. And then you look here, you got third gear, 21 teeth. So that goes to this guy. And then if you look here, so it even says RV6 front wheel drive V6 fourth, 35 teeth. And then there you go. So it tells you exactly which ones to use, where they go. Makes it super simple, honestly. And then I did also pick up from P2R. I got these guys here, new synchros. This tower, you actually have to get an Allen, like a impact, and take that guy off. That's how you take this this tower apart. And then this one should just come right off. It's not held on by any kind of bolts or anything. So it should just slide right off. I can get to that guy and start rebuilding it. And then I'm probably gonna do this one last. That's gonna be last one. I'm gonna do this first because it's easiest, and I got to get my air pump to get some air so I can take it off. But I'm gonna start tearing into this one. There it goes. So what I did is I took a socket that fit perfectly inside of there, and I just dropped it onto that, and just like that, it all comes off. So you want to remember which way everything went, because you can see it's different on each side. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna place everything how I pulled it off. So as if this was standing upright, all these are gonna come off that way. So I'm gonna show you guys. So I'm just gonna pick it up, just like so. Slide it right out. And then you just want to keep it like that, and you rebuild it from top to the bottom. Easiest way to do it, because it keeps everything where it used to be, so you don't get confused on what goes where and so forth. So it's going to be the easiest way to do it. So now it's set in there, and we can just start placing everything. All right, so we're gonna start off with third gear. You can see there, it says third gear. So this one does have a bearing on the inside of it too. So you remember the way I set everything, it's gonna go on top like so. So this guy's gonna go on top there. I'm gonna pop this bearing out. You want everything to go back in the way it came out. Just like so. And then now it's gonna be the first synchro. Just want to match them up, make sure they're the same size. And then we want to get the ring and put the ring on it. Just like that. And then it's going to go on there. On the synchro, there's these little legs. You can see that little leg sticking out there. It goes into a spot on the gear itself. So it pops down in there. This guy's going to go in on top. All right, so I was having an issue of getting the selector gear to sit down all the way on the synchro, but as you can see, I got it all the way down now. And then once you get it on and actually pop it down, it goes all the way over the gear, which is what you want. All right, so here's the other synchro. Throw it down on in there, and it should just drop right in place. Good to go there. Now what we're gonna do, this should be fourth gear. So we're gonna take all the goodies out of this one. Okay. And then we're just gonna flip them over onto here. Oh, I guess you can't. It's gonna need the gear on it. So go ahead and leave that there. And then grab this guy. Get it on there, make sure it locks in place. Grab this guy, place him on, and then literally the rest, because we're only doing third and fourth gear, the rest can just flip right on over. Just like that. Make sure everything shifts good, goes in gears. Now we're gonna replace these synchros too real quick. G is just gonna pop right on that. Shift selector comes back on. Notice that this shift selector is different than third and fourth. So third and fourth has a catch on it to where it can only go one way. This one comes off both ways. And then if you notice, it's got a groove here and a groove there. So it actually doesn't matter which way it goes. Get that guy back on there. Make sure it shifts, just like so. All right, guys, so far, one thing I've noticed that it's very similar to any kind of other transmission I've done. I mean, it just, being that it was the first time I've ever touched a J series, it is a little bit different on the inside, but compared to like a B series, I mean, it's pretty much the same. Now, being that I do have a 6th gear cuff, I mean, obviously the 6th gear isn't going to be on there, and it's got new bearings and everything for it. So this guy is going to be put on very last. So this one is pretty much done, and it doesn't need a synchro in it, obviously, because it's not going to be needing a gear. So we will set this one aside, and then I got the air compressor all full, and we'll get started on the other one. So this was super simple. Just flip it over and put it on one by one until it's fully built back up. All right, guys, so what I did is I went ahead and took everything back apart on the first gear set, because I need to lubricate all the synchros. So you can see the synchros there. I'm just going to dip them in the fluid. I'm using AMSOIL, nice and messy. Put it back in place. So pretty much everything that you just seen me do, and Just a little bit more messy this time. But yeah, I'm gonna get everything back together and start on the other one. So I got it off camera. Didn't know until I noticed. I was like, huh, it feels like it's getting tighter when I was trying to loosen it. So this is a reversed gear. So righty is loosey, lefty is tighty. So I was able to get it there. So there you go, just like that, easy peasy. And then this guy's just gonna start coming apart. So what we're gonna do is we need to get down to this third gear to replace it. And then we'll get all the way down to these guys here too, because we got first and second synchro. I never really had issues with shifting. It was usually only going into third gear, but I think that was because this gear was on the way out. But we're gonna go ahead and replace those two, just because we got them, so we might as well. And this one should be a little bit more simple than the other one. Doesn't have all the crazy bearings. You can see it's got the spacers. And then for the fifth gear cuff, it's got this guy, the spacer that the bearing sits into. So, yep, we'll get all that going and get her finished. So I got the puller on there. It's just one of those 3 armed ones that you get at Harbor Freight. I think it was like 24 bucks for 3 different sets. Now we're gonna work just like we did with the other one. We're gonna pull everything off and just work from the bottom up to the top by flipping everything over so we know which way it came or which way it went on and so forth. And then for the very top one, so the one I just pulled off here, we are not gonna need that one anymore because the cuff is gonna take its place. So we have this spacer here that is going to be the exact same size as that guy there, and it's gonna take up that space, just like so. But yeah, we'll get to this one and pretty much have her done and almost ready. All right, there's fourth and fifth there. So fourth we're not gonna need, but we're gonna still keep them together so we don't get everything confused. All right, got the rest of them. They're all freed up, as you can see. So what I had to do is my puller could not reach. The shaft was too long. So what I did was I just flipped it over, like sandwiched it with my hands, and just beat it on a piece of wood upside down as I was pushing. And after about 10 tries, it came off. It wasn't too hard, and it was on wood. You can see there, so it didn't damage it. But we'll get to doing everything. This one should be done pretty quick because it's not as intricate as the other side. Sorry. Hold on, let me dry my hands real quick. Alright, so third gear. So this is going to be third gear here. So this one's going to have to be pressed down pretty good. And it goes this way. So I'll leave it up a little bit. Using a rubber mallet too, so don't worry. All right, guys. Now all that's left is putting the 6-gear cuff on top of this one with the other gear set, and then it'll be mated together. So we'll do that now. So I'm getting the cuff on now. So this spacer here came with it. From what I could tell, it goes first. And then there is another one that was already in the transmission. It's a smaller one, and this one goes on top. And then bearing. There you go. And then we just need to get the last bearing on, which is going to be this guy here. So this one's the one with the clip on it. If you remember, it has the big C clamp in the top of the case, and that's what it grips onto. So it's going to go in that spot. This was the one that we had to press out. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to heat this up, so then hopefully it slides on easier. All right, so it's all together now. Really the only thing, so now I can take this out as a whole and it won't fall apart. Now I need to take it out, differentials in, and then I got the other gear here, this guy, reverse gear. I need to place the synchro on that. Not too worried about it, but I'm going to anyways since I got it. And then just start putting everything else back together. You have this gear here too, and then if you see, there's like a notch cut out there, goes in that spot, and if you can see, it's got a notch in it too. So that will fall right into place, and it goes onto the differential there. So this is kind of the hardest thing that I ran into. So the spring goes there, and then this dowel looking pin thing goes here, and you got to squeeze this over the top of it. So I mean, I had a pretty difficult time there for a minute, but I think I was able to figure out a good way to do it. So you just get it over it and then push it back, and it stays on just like that. So what that's for is your shift selector. You got this little piece here that goes into it and it gives tension on it, so it kind of has a spring back. So you want to make sure it goes in the middle of it, and then it slides into all your shift forks. There we go. Well, there you have it. It's, I mean, just about all done. Just need to add the 2 sensors. Other than that, I mean, it's finished. It's shifting through everything really good. There's third and fourth. I mean, those are the gears we changed. So, I mean, everything looks good. The C-clip didn't clamp in until I bolted everything down and started messing with the shifting, and then it went right into place. But yeah, this was third gear here. You can see it's all torn up, so we replaced that gear. This was on the other side, so that guy was all torn up. So it's, I mean, it's probably been having an issue for a while. I mean, it definitely has. We also replaced fourth gear, so that was third, this is fourth. And then we got rid of 6th gear. So 6th gear we don't need because we put the cuff in there, so it'll hold everything together and make it stronger. But yeah, guys, if you like this video, hopefully you learned something just like I did. I mean, like I said, it was the first time that I've done a J series transmission. Definitely learned a lot. It was pretty difficult. But I mean, you know, it's being my first time. I think anybody can do it. But yeah, if you like this video and you thought it helped you, give me a like, subscribe, and I got a lot more videos coming. But yeah, we'll see you on the next video.